Hey, I'm Jill Riley from the Currents Morning Show here at Minnesota Public Radio. And you just saw a video of Wolf Alice performing a song called How Can I Make It Okay? And the new record is called Blue Weekend. And so we're very excited to have a couple members of the band, the founding members of the band, talk about this new album. I've got Ellie and Joff with me. How are you guys?
Hello, good.
Nice to see you. So you guys are in two different locations. Ellie, where are you right now?
At home in North London.
And I am also at home in North London, in a different home, my one.
Well, so I understand, before we jump into talking about the record, I understand you had kind of a busy weekend. You were part of that Glastonbury live stream.
Yeah, we were. Yeah.
Yeah. How did that go? How did that work?
It didn't work very well initially, I think. It crashed for 2 hours. We were the first people on. A lot of people missed us, actually, yeah. But it was great fun to be there. It's always a pleasure to go there. So they did some repeats later on from that day for like the following 24 hours. So I think a couple of people got to see our set.
Okay. Well, that's good though. As long as a couple of people got to see it. But yeah, it's been kind of obviously kind of a learning curve for everyone as we've been trying to figure out, how to keep performances alive during the pandemic. So I just wonder, how are things today? I mean, how are you feeling, being at home? Are things looking like they're more on the bright side?
Yeah, I mean, London is opening up a little bit, as is the rest of the UK, I think. And I mean, we even have a few festivals booked for this summer, so it feels a little bit more hopeful because we're, more than ready to get back on the road and play some shows, play these new songs. So just fingers crossed it stays like that, really, and gets better, actually.
Yeah, I mean, things are looking positive. Things seem to be moving in the right direction. I think the last couple of years has taught us to not count our chickens before they've hatched. So we will wait with bated breath, much anticipation, with fingers, toes, and all the rest of our hearts crossed.
Well, at least one thing that you can count on is that you've got something about to hatch. I mean, it's a brand new record, Blue Weekend. Yeah, thank you. Well, that's what I do for a living. But if you could kind of take us back to, the beginning of, writing songs for this new record and, when did you start recording it? I mean, what was kind of the process with this new album?
So we start writing. Well, I mean, the writing for a record usually starts when you've finished work on the last record, really, and when that's kind of in, so to speak. But kind of officially, and all four of us working together, collaborating on music was that would have been around March time or around Easter time, 2019, I think. Yeah, that's when we kind of started working on it. A little break from the album tours before, and then we spent the rest of that year in a rehearsal space in North London, up in Tottenham, just kind of hashing it all out, really. And we were there, until January the following year, where we went to Brussels to a studio called ICP with a producer called Marcus Dravs, and started working on it.
So it sounds like you started recording the record. Was it just like right before the pandemic hit? I mean, did you pretty much have it done by the time the lockdown went into place?
No, started recording in January. We started recording in January.
Oh, I see. Okay.
No lockdown. And then, so Belgium locked down earlier than we did in the UK. So, the beginning of March, I think we locked down there, and we kind of had a tough decision, regarding what we were going to do, whether we were going to come home and not know when we were going to carry on making the record. After talking to management, friend, label, people around the studio, we all thought it was the best thing to do to stay and kind of finish it off. So a third of the record was non-lockdown, the recording of the record, and the rest of it was very much so. You're in the studio, you're locked in,
right?
You're getting out.
But you're locked in together, which I'm sure was kind of nice. Ellie, do you feel that kind of shift in energy had any kind of impact on how the record turned out, or was it kind of just like, let's press forward?
I think it's hard to say, really. I don't know, but I think just having no tour on the horizon, or no plans for the foreseeable future was good for the record. It meant that we had nothing to interrupt the process. We kind of had all the time we could want to get it to a place where we felt happy. So I think it benefited the record, probably.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. And I imagine that, it's one thing to record the album, but it's such another thing to get these songs on a stage, and be able to perform them that way. So I imagine that there's the heavy anticipation for you, that even though you didn't have any pressure in the studio, that now it's kind of like, okay, we're ready for this.
No, for sure. We can't wait to get out. We can't wait to get out back playing shows again. It's our bread and butter as a band. We absolutely love it, and it's been really, it's been kind of crappy not being able to do it.
Well, I mean, with a song like this, I know that you have sent over some performance videos, which are great. And, as again, this pandemic has chugged along, at the very beginning, it was like, okay, we're going to get a performance and somebody's going to open their laptop and, try to play a ukulele version of their songs or whatever. But you guys have some really nicely produced videos that you're able to send over, and a really cool version of this song, which, I mean, really is a rocker, and I imagine that'll be really fun to play on stage. Can you tell us about the song Smile? Ellie, if you want to jump in and just kind of help me set up this song.
I think this song is, well, I mean, this version that you're about to play is totally different from the version on the record, which is like kind of our rock song on the record. Started with a riff that Joel made on his computer that we loved, and then put some old lyrics from a different demo on top of it, because it just worked, that kind of energetic feeling. And this song is kind of like a message to yourself to just kind of believe in yourself and not let anyone put you down, kind of. So it kind of match that kind of energy.
My steps appear tentative. I scope it out, then I throw myself into it. I ain't ashamed in the fact that I'm sensitive. I believe that it is the perfect adjective. I wear my feelings on my sleeve, I suggested it. It says me better than to swallow in a sedative. I am what I am and I'm good at it. And you don't like me, well that isn't really relevant. Time you wish to spend on me. I know you all think I'm unhinged. I winded up and it's honeybee stings. Did you think I was a puppet on strings? Winder up and it's honeybee. Sun in the shine. Smile.
Well, that is Wolf Alice performing kind of a stripped down version of the song Smile in that video. And I've got Ellie and Joff from Wolf Alice with me right now as the new album, Blue Weekend. Congratulations on the new album. I mean, how does it feel to have this album finally coming out?
Yeah, fantastic. It's been a long time. We've been working on these songs, for a really long time. The album's kind of been done for a long time as well. So, yeah, cannot wait.
It was nice to hear. We were just talking a few minutes ago about how when you were making the album, you didn't feel a lot of pressure to rush, to get on the road, to have to do the promotions. But of course, the upside of getting on the road is to be able to perform it for the fans. Did you feel any sort of pressure or kind of like maybe haunted by, and I always get a different answer for this, but, the fact that, you're Mercury Prize winners and you've had your music nominated for Grammys and various awards, I guess, does that kind of sink into your brain a little bit? Like, okay, we've had this success and now what are we going to do to sort of lift it up to another level? Or do you not think about those things at all?
I think you're always going to kind of think about them to some extent. I don't think it's really healthy to be making creative decisions based on that. I think more so for us, it's a case of trying to make music that we want to listen to. And that's kind of the metric that, well, I guess the only real metric that we have that we're doing something right. And when we make a piece of music that pleases us, we kind of hope that other people will. And that principle has kind of served us fairly well in the past. So I think that's where we kind of like to focus in on how we use that kind of pressure. It's internal.
Yeah, I imagine. But as far as anything, informing the music that you make, certainly, music that you want to listen to. What is the music that you've listened to maybe a lot in this last year that you think that maybe informed this new album? Whether it be, something contemporary or, something that you're heavily influenced by. Do you find that any of that creeps in, like the music that you're into at the moment?
It's hard to pinpoint because we wrote these songs over quite a long time period. So we've obviously been listening to a lot of different stuff. And we never really have like direct references that we give to producer or to each other, do you know what I mean? So it's hard to pinpoint, but I think like we're always inspired by Queens of the Stone Age, especially having come off tour with them, I think that was really formative for us as a band. And, I think like artists like Alex G and Lana Del Rey, Christine and the Queens, Arcade Fire, like, those were a few names that I can think of that were maybe banded around the studio at the time. But different influences for different songs, no kind of overarching ones.
So this final song, The Last Man on Earth, and I wonder if you could, again, help me kind of put a little context around the song or talk about the inspiration for the song or even a story about recording the song. I will take any of the above, any or all of the above.
This is, I don't know. This song was written like in my bedroom and just kind of on musical typing. So I didn't have any of my instruments with me or anything. I was in between houses and sent it to the guys, and we learned it in our studio in North London, and it's kind of one of our favourites from early on. And we took it into the studio of Marcus, and he got Owen Pallett, who did all Arcade Fire's strings, to play on it, which was really cool for us. And Joff did the guitar solo, literally very like the last thing we did on the album, which was fun. And yeah, put it out first because I think just kind of felt big and grand, and that's how we wanted to come back.
Joff, do you have anything to add?
Oh, I mean, I remember listening to it for the first time on my the demo of it. I was walking through Hampstead Heath, which is a big park in North London, and I put my earphones in, and as I started to listen, the clouds parted and the sun shone, and it actually did. And I knew there was something going on there. It was just, all over. It's a wicked tune.
All right, well, let's take a listen on the radio, and we can take a watch here on the video. And thanks again for providing these videos. They look really great. Where did you guys get together to record these versions for us?
It's our little old rehearsal room.
Okay. Well, it looks beautiful in there. Hopefully it looks like that all the time for you. But thanks again. And both of you take care, okay?
Thank you. You too.
All right. Wolf Alice, Ellie and Joff on The Current.
Who are you to ask for anything more? Do you wait for your dancing lessons to be sent from God? You like his light to shine on you. You've really missed a trick when it comes to love. Always seeking what you don't have, like what you do ain't enough. basement.